Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, October 19th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly. Got a couple things here to update. That's good. All right, so a few more things here. We are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we should be on our way. Looks like we are good to go for the most part. Let's post this on the last place over here. All right, looks like we're good to go. All right, I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. As people start to join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on the liquidity chart. This typically takes most of our time. Start here on the daily. Got liquidity on the daily marked up, going down to the 8-hour. Looks good there, going down to the 4-hour. Down to the 2-hour. Down to the 1-hour. (30-minute). Now I'm switching to a different color. Down to red. (15-minute). Lastly, the 10-minute. And it looks like we're good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, October 19th. It is 6:27 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. I have market liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity is going to be down below right here at 33,749. It's going to be a low level liquidity. So I'll just set that up right there. Upper level is going to be right here at 33,845. Got that marked up as well. And let's see this here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Randy. Morning, Shannon. Morning, everybody. All right, looks like market's going to open in about 3 minutes, guys. We have liquidity marked up right here, as you guys can see. Going over to our clean chart. I'm going to clean this up. Going over to our high-low scalp V2 chart. I'll clean this up as well. Going over to our main chart. I'm going to clean this up as well. All right, guys, it looks like we had news this morning. Let me check real quick. We had news over here at 5:30. It was pretty mixed. We had news here at 7. So 5:30, 7, and 7:30. I'll mark up this first. 7:30, 7, news at 5:30, which is obviously this big crazy candle right here. All right, looks like everything's pretty much set and ready to go, guys. Market's gonna open in about 2 minutes. I've marked up news, marked up upcoming news, marked up liquidity over here. Closest level is going to be up here at 33,845. Lower level is going to be at 33,749. And that's about it. So we'll see what happens when the market opens here. I'll take a look at the overall bias as well. We'll see if there's anything here that we can kind of pull from it. I'm not expecting too much today. Specifically because I just took a look at the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 51 long, so it's pretty much neutral right now. I'm just going to leave it at 50. We'll make some adjustments as time comes along. Looking over here at the fundamentals, fundamentals are currently unchanged right now because market is going to open shortly, and we'll see what happens when the market opens. So today's overall bias, retail sentiment is neutral, 51% long. Fundamental bias, we'll come back to that. Short-term technicals, long-term technicals. All right, so with that said, looking over here, we currently have a neutral bias for short term, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute. You can see over here, prices in between the pivots, pretty much neutral. Same with the higher time frame. So it's pretty much neutral all around. Same thing as what was going on yesterday. There's not really too much. So we're going to put neutral. And of course, neutral. Lastly, let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick again. Fundamentals are currently neutral as well. So we have a pretty much straight neutral market right now. There's no overall bias. Yeah, there's like literally no bias at all. So we have no overall bias for today. Here goes the opening candle. You can see prices kind of spiking up a bit right here. I'm gonna go and mark this up. So it looks like another day of some crazy candles. So you can see this opening candle right here. It spiked pretty much both directions with no actual movement. So here's a clean chart. You guys can see it a little better. Go and mark that up right here as well. All right, we'll see. I mean, we'll just wait and see what happens here. I don't really have, a perspective or anything here because there's no bias. There's not really much of a trend right now either. So we have a sell momentum that's currently active. We have a pending buy signal here. So this doesn't come up with the buy signal. If we get 2 red candles, that's going to be the breakout V2. Yeah, I mean, that's probably all that we're looking for right now. If we get a buy signal right here, then we may have opportunity for possible buy. But again, we're just going to wait. So there's not really much for us to work with right now, guys. We're just watching the market kind of move back and forth. So, like I said, it's just a waiting game right now, guys. There's not really too much going on. We're basically looking for 2 red candles. If you can get 2 red candles here, then it's going to be a setup for a breakout V2. Otherwise, there's just nothing for us to take right now at the moment. Even if we get a buy signal, the trend meter is kind of blue right now, so there's not going to be an intraday scalp. there's no trend that's confirmed yet. So there's just nothing, there's really nothing here for us to look at because I mean, the closest thing we'll probably have would be the breakout V2. But looking at how price is currently moving right now, I probably wouldn't really recommend it. Volatility is somewhat low. Well, overall volatility is low. You can see the ATR is currently 14, but we're getting these big spikes of price. So you want to be careful because, I mean, even though volatility shows low, these random spikes can come up and just pop up out of nowhere, which is something you don't want to get caught in. So. All right, we are looking if price starts to shift downwards to a downwards trend, we may be able to look for a possible high-low momentum scalp as price starts to, starts to stabilize a bit. Looks like there's a high-low scalp that's currently running right now. That was pre-market. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never mind. Well, I guess if it comes back down on this candle, which I highly doubt it will, but yeah, there's just no direction right now. All right, so there's no red candle there. In order for us to have the breakout V2, we would need 2 red candles to follow. If you guys are new here, if you guys are just not familiar with the breakout V2, it's not one of the official strategies. It's one that we're testing. Basically, we're looking for momentum here on open. We're looking for 2 following candles in that direction. And then that's going to be an indicator that price is likely to move in that direction at least 25 points. So yeah, there's just no direction here. As you guys can see, there's really nothing going on. So here's a clean chart. I'll see if there's any structure here that I can draw up. No, I'll let it move around a bit before I draw some structure. There's just no point right now because price just keeps going back and forth. There's not really much of a direction here. Price opened right here at the blue line. You can see price pushed up, came back down. It just keeps going back and forth. It's just in a really big range right now. So if this range continues to persist, then you guys know the cue. Probably the high-low momentum scalp would be the strategy for today. So we'll see. I mean, but there's really no direction here. Yeah, exactly. Andrew said just wicking both sides. That's exactly what's happening. Comes up, wicks back down, comes down, wicks back up. Let me check the calendar for today again, see if there's anything here that we might be missing. So we have existing home sales coming up at 7 o'clock. It's high impact. I'm expecting it to be very negative because we're going into this recession. People are buying homes, rates are going up, existing home sales are probably going to go down. Other than that, we have Powell speaking at 9 o'clock. We have Fed Goolsbee speaking at 10:20, Fed Barr, Fed Bostic, Fed Harker, Fed Logan. Basically, all the Feds are speaking today. Main Fed share is going to be Powell, of course, 9 o'clock. So if that's the case, people might just be hanging out, waiting for Powell to speak before they hop into the market after 9. So, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, the market does pick up a little bit because the volatility here is very low. It's very low for a fall season. It's currently at 17 ATR. So, yeah, exactly. C6 said this entire week has been FOMC. Yeah, it's Fed week this week, guys. The third week of each month is usually Fed week. The first week is NFP. Second week is usually inflation news. Third week is usually FOMC. And then the fourth week is kind of up in the air, depending if they like to move stuff back. So, yeah, it's Fed week. So there's no surprise here. We were expecting the Fed to be speaking this week. So when Powell speaks today, he's going to be discussing the interest rates. I'm pretty sure interest rates, well, I mean, I can't say for sure, but they're either going to go up this month or next month, or they might go up both months, right? They might go up this month and next month, who knows? But Powell will be speaking today. So when Powell speaks, he's going to be announcing whether the Fed funds or the interest rates are going to go up. So inflation is already up, obviously. The interest rates are probably going to go up. Housing is down. What is that set up for? A bubble, right? We're in a bubble. We're going into a recession, or I mean, they've been saying we're going into a recession for like, I don't know, 2 years now. I'm pretty sure we're in a recession already. It's just, and a lot of people, if you look at the jobs, so the available jobs are posted this month as well. A lot of people are getting laid off. huge layoffs across the board from like all different types of companies. All these big, large corporations are laying people off. So, I think next year might be, well, it's going to be kind of tricky. So next year we can go into an official recession if the interest rates don't help, or it might just get postponed because next year is the US elections. So I don't think they're going to use that as a playing card, basically, right? So if Trump runs, he's going to say, oh, we're not going to go into a recession. If Biden continues to try to run, which he shouldn't, of course, he'll probably say that he's not going to let the economy go into a recession. So we're going to a weird time next year. Back to the charts, guys. There's nothing for us to take here. As you guys can see, there is no two following red candles. We currently have a buy signal here. So if we get there's two different scenarios that can come up here. If we get two green candles, that's going to be the breakout V2. If we get two red candles, that's going to be the momentum counter scalp. So we got two entries that are possibly setting up here: momentum counter scalp and breakout V2. So let's go here. All right, so we're basically looking, there's no confirmation of trend yet, or you guys can see the pivots over here. They're starting to shift a little bit, but they're not there yet. So there's no confirmation of a bullish trend just yet. If that's the case, then obviously I'll clean this up. No longer useful to us at the moment. This is the closest level right here. And there's another level right there. And so there's another level right here for a high-low scalp V2, guys, but the trend here isn't really confirmed yet. So I don't know if I'll use this one for me personally. But yeah, there's a level right here that got broke. Okay, if this candle here closes green, this is going to be the breakout V2. I'm not planning on taking this trade, guys. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. I don't like where it's currently at. You guys can see it's right at the session. It's having trouble getting past this level right here. It's tested it maybe 4 or 5 times already. Right? So if you guys want to take it, feel free. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it myself. I just don't like the area right here. You can see it's tested it a bunch of times. So there goes the breakout V2 that is currently running right now. So if you guys are looking to take it, I'll continue following it. But again, I'm not going to take the position. The volatility is way too low. And it's at this area where it's an obvious red flag. You guys can see how many times price has bounced off it. This doesn't mean price can't break past it, but you guys can see it's not a good area to really, it's an area of manipulation. So whenever price gets to this point, it spikes down. Well, what's even worse is that it's not just a touch, right? These are actual highs that have been tested at this area. So, I mean, this could be a double-edged sword. So you can see here that a lot of people are looking at this price point as either an area of rejection, or if you're looking at the opposite, you're looking for price to break past it because everybody's looking at it as an area of rejection. So obviously I'm not taking that position there. Nice. Maria caught it right there for 100 pips. Nice work, Maria. So guys, if you guys ever want to take a trade but don't feel comfortable for taking it for the full move, like Maria's been doing, like Maddie's been doing, like a lot of people have been doing, just take it for 100 pips, right? 100 pips are like the standard for a quick scalp. If you get in at 100 pips, you can probably get in and out very quickly and not have to worry about getting caught in this pullback right here, right? I'll continue to follow it and I'll see where price goes. I'm not in this position, of course, so I don't really have a stake in it. But what I can see here is that this may be a fake out. And if price does come back up again, it's probably going to break through. So it comes back again, it's going to just climb right through it. So we'll see. I'm not going to mess with it. Of course, I don't take trades like that, risky trades. But you can see right there, it's coming back up. Let's see if it goes back up and retest it another time. I think if it does retest it another time within this little range right here, I think it'll probably break out and break through. So probably look for that next test. Yeah, and there's liquidity right there too at that same area. It's a low level liquidity though, so it's kind of risky, but yeah, it's It's another area right there to look at. So it looks like this one over here actually played through. So this is actually also running the high-low scalp V2. It's at that price point that we were looking at earlier. So the way that this is set up right here, you guys can see how low the volatility is. I think 300 pips might be a little too high. So, I mean, we might have to make some adjustments. I'll play it by ear. I don't want to make adjustments just yet because the volatility is not very consistent. Like on Monday, it was very high. Today, it's kind of low. It's a very back and forth. So I don't want to make changes to the TP stop loss just because today is a slow day. We might make a temporary change. So maybe change this to 25.25 just for today. Or I mean, even 2020. I mean, it depends on like, you know, if the volatility continues to pick up. So it looks like price is retouching that area, like I mentioned. So price might push up. But again, I'm not going to mess with it at this moment, guys. I'm going to wait a little bit because this is the same market that we were in yesterday. It's very messy. It's not very consistent. But again, like I said right here, price goes for that second touch. It's probably going to climb up higher and continue climbing from where it's currently at. I don't know if it'll make it all the way to the full TP, but I think it'll climb into this green area here. You guys can see price is having a lot of trouble getting past this level right here. We've marked this up as higher highs. We've also marked it up as the sessions. We've also marked it up as liquidity. There's a lot of markups in that same exact area. So again, that's another sign to show you that this is an area of high manipulation. So I'm not taking any of these trades right now. I'm just watching it, seeing where it goes. If anything, I'll wait for it to break past the next levels up here. So just got to be patient with it, guys. There's no need to force anything right now. I'm going to go mark up some structure here. So we got structure right there. And we got structure right there. I'll make some adjustments. But I just want to mark up structure here so that you guys can kind of see where price is bouncing from. So, I mean, it's stuck within this range. You can see how price is kind of going back and forth within this area. It's kind of similar to what was happening the other day. So it's bouncing off the resistance here, bouncing off the support right here. All right, so I'm glad we didn't take the trade here. Obviously, you guys can see it's the whole reason why I mentioned to avoid it. So, all right, we are still looking for some opportunities here. I'm gonna take this off, or actually, I'm gonna screenshot this for the spreadsheet. So I didn't take any of these trades, guys. These are just markups for the spreadsheet. So this entry came up at 641. So hopefully nobody took any trades around that area. I warned everybody as much as I could possibly can. So if anybody took any trades around there, you know, it's kind of, you got to learn to listen to the advice of the trade here, because it's just not. It's not a good area to trade in, guys. You know, I try to warn people as much as possible, but of course, people are going to do what they want. And it's just really up to you guys. So it's all good. If you guys took a trade there and you guys didn't do so well, it's fine. I mean, just learn from that. Maybe in the future, listen to what I'm kind of warning for. I wouldn't be warning that much if I didn't think it was a risky trade. So let me just put this over here real quick. This was for a buy. It was a loss, -250. So just the, let me see, I'll put notes here. Price is ranging heavily. Also was at a high manipulation area of resistance. So, all right. Looks like Vince took the liquidity. It's all good, Vince, it happens. But to everybody else who just kind of followed the lead there, probably a good decision. You guys skipped, you know, all of the entries that we kind of marked up at that point. There's nothing else over here. There's no momentum to scalp. So there's no momentum pull, counter scalp right now. I'm going to go and put no trade for the day. So there's no entry that came up today. 10-19-23. The thing that I want to emphasize though, guys, is that I would recommend that you guys document your trades. So document your trades when you guys are taking trades during this live session. And then I would have a column there. So have a column right here, like just add a column anywhere. And then put whether I recommended it or if I did it, right? Because if you guys keep losing trades and it says Sean said not to take trades here, what should you do, right? What's the change that you should make? You should listen to Sean, obviously. That's probably gonna be I feel like that's the biggest problem for a lot of people, is that I'm basically telling people not to take trades, but they still take them anyways. So what I recommend, guys, is create a spreadsheet, right? Like I have a spreadsheet right here of all my trades, date, time, buy, sell, win, loss, profit trades, strategy, markup, and then here for your notes, you can put whether I recommended the trade or if I told people not to take it, right? Because I think that's going to be the key thing right there. A lot of people, I feel like the main thing with a lot of people is just following directions. You look at all the successful people in our group, right? Who's successful in our group? Kip, right? What does Kip do? He follows directions. He follows one strategy. He follows it to the T, and that's all he does. Patricia, she does the same thing, right? Patricia's been with me from the beginning. She follows directions. Sisu follows directions. Maddie follows directions. Gion follows directions. Andrew follows directions. Who's funded in the group? People who follow directions. So just, keep that in mind, guys. If you guys have a problem, getting funded, finding consistency or being profitable, I'd recommend go to the Discord, go to the trading journal right here, go to the 2020 official live trades, just copy my spreadsheet, click on this link right here. It'll take you to my spreadsheet, and then just document all your trades, every trade you guys take. And then in the notes here, put some notes, right? Whether you won the trade or you lost the trade. If you won the trade and I still said not to take it, that's fine. Put it in your notes. And then in the future, if you win more trades where I tell you not to take them, then keep taking your trades, right? That's going to give you the confidence to just follow the strategy, even though I'm trading a little more conservative. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm always looking out for you guys' best interest. I just hate seeing people lose when you could have been easily avoided. So just keep that in mind. So like whenever like right now, like Vince said that liquidity tapped his stop loss, I mentioned liquidity was at a low level. And then also it was at the sessions, which was a red flag. And also it was testing a bunch of times, and it just wasn't a good area to trade in altogether. So I'll try to warn you guys and give you guys as much warning and advice as possible to get better. But you got to learn from your mistakes, right? Everybody has to learn from their mistakes. That's why I think the spreadsheet here is good, because if you guys document all your trades, look at like you're losing trades too. What strategy are you losing or you keep losing? Which strategy are you using that you keep losing with, right? If you keep losing at a certain strategy, if you keep losing at liquidity pushes, then don't take any more liquidity pushes, right? For me, I don't take any more liquidity pushes because I understand how risky the trade is. Like, and you guys can just connect with other people in the group too. Like Gian here, I think Gion's here, right? Let me see where Gian is. I don't want to put Gian on like blast here, but Gian, where's he at? Is he here? Yeah, Gion's here. So yeah, so like with Gian here in the beginning, Gian like loved to take the liquidity push. He took the liquidity push like every time I told him not to, right? And then he would get close to getting funded. He would get to like 8%, then he'd blow it all. He goes to like 10%, blow it all. 5%, blow it all. The thing that Gian changed is that now he's only taking one trade and he doesn't even bother looking at the liquidity push anymore. There's some people who do very well with liquidity push and there's some people who don't. The people who do well are the people that follow directions and don't take the risky ones, right? So I mean, if you guys like taking liquidity push, you might want to talk to like Gian or Maddie, because they could probably tell you. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said, man, I was worse even when he first started. Yeah, because the liquidity push is it's a good strategy if you're able to follow directions. The thing is with the liquidity push, I typically only take it when it's like highly in one direction, right? When there's a strong bias in one direction or the other. So today there's no bias at all. So there's like no reason to take any liquidity pushes because you don't know where price is going. If you knew price was going up, then yeah, of course, you'll take the liquidity push to the upside. If you knew price was going down, you'll take liquidity push to the downside, right? We just mark up liquidity here as a confluence. It's not necessarily meant to be taken as a standalone. You need to have other confluences lined up with it. And these allergies are killing me. I gotta go see a doctor. It's weird. I haven't had allergies my whole life, but if you guys have seen, I've been coughing and sneezing for like the past 4 months now. It's annoying. Getting old is annoying. I got these stupid allergies I gotta deal with. All right, so looking over here, guys, price is starting to shift back down. Don't worry, we haven't missed any trades here. I've just been waiting for the trend here to confirm. So you guys looking at the pivots over here, we're looking for the red pivot to cross over above all the other ones. And once it does, we'll have the bearish trend. We can start looking for a sell here. Here's a clean chart. It's 654 right now. There's no intraday scalp that has come up yet. Actually, so there was one right here, guys. My bad. I didn't even realize that this came up here with this buy signal. There's an intraday scalp that came up right here. And it looks like it did hit TP. So I'm not sure if anybody got that trade there. I didn't even notice it myself. But it did play through and it went straight to TP right there. This entry came up at 639. I think we were too focused on the breakout V2 that we weren't paying attention to it. But the intraday scalp on open right here just played through. So 18 points, 640. I'll put that in our spreadsheet over here. 640, 10, 19, 23. It was for a buy when 180. All right. So there goes the intraday scalp right there. All right, so we'll start looking for our actual entries now. Guys, look, there was a higher high right here. Price broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2. There's a high-low scalp that came through and hit full TP. I don't know if anybody's looking at it, but I gave you guys a heads up earlier. Like, since market is ranging right here, you might want to look for these high-low scalp momentums or high-low momentum scalps. So higher high right there, red candle, red signal right here, broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2, and went straight to TP. I don't know if anybody caught that. I'm missing a lot of these trades here because I'm not looking at them. But I think I'll probably take a look at these high-low momentum scalps as well, because they seem to be hitting, especially during these ranging markets. So, okay, first step here, I'm going to start marking up levels. So let's go over here real quick. And I'm going to start marking up levels right over here, 90. All right, so we have a similar market volatility to yesterday. You guys can see here that the levels they're kind of spread out. They're not very close, which is fine. It's just key that we understand that the volatility here isn't very high. All right, so looking at this over here, we have news coming up at 4 o'clock. So there's not going to be anything for us to take right now. I mean, technically, if you're looking to take a momentum pullback scalp, there'd be an entry right here at the 800 level. Again, I wouldn't recommend taking it, guys, because we have high impact news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. It's just way too risky to take a trade right now. I mean, it looks like it's going to hit TP right away, but I wouldn't risk it. I personally wouldn't risk it at all. So there goes my warning, guys. I wouldn't recommend taking any trades right now because we have high impact news, existing home sales month over month, and existing home sales in general, which are coming up, which I'm expecting to be very negative news. So negative, which would be like in our favor for this trade, but you know, again, I wouldn't mess with it. I wouldn't take any trades 5 minutes before or after news, because that's typically where we have pre-news market reaction, and then also after. There's also a high-low scalp V2 here that I was mentioning. So guys, don't get FOMO with these trades, right? So that's again, like I was mentioning before, guys, whenever I tell you guys not to take a trade, don't get FOMO into it just because I'm marking it up. You know, if you already were set on taking that trade before I warned you guys, then go ahead and take it, right? If you already knew that trade was coming up and you're just waiting for it to play through it and you don't care if there's news or not, then go ahead and take a trade. But if you're getting FOMO to take the trade just because I marked it up right now, definitely don't take the trade. So yeah, there's one that's currently setting up right here. We currently have price break and close below right here. We have, actually, it looks like it's already running. So price broke below, came back up, came back down right here. And it looks like it's actually already running. As you guys can see from the volatility, I think 300 pips might be a little too far out. We might have to just use a 25.25 for today, or maybe even a 20.20. I mean, 20.20 looks fine. It's because the ATR is so low. It's currently at 19. I'd probably use the closest level to whatever the ATR is. So if the ATR is at 19, I'd probably use 20.20. If it's at 23, I'll probably use 25.25. If it's at 28, I'll probably use 30.30, right? The volatility here is just way too low at the moment. So we got news coming up right here in about 40 seconds. All right, so this is the next level of a high-low scalp. Again, like I mentioned, the ATR is very low. So if you guys are not sure what I'm talking about, you guys can look down here. The ATR right now is currently at 18. That means the volatility is currently moving about 18 points for the last 14 candles. So it's very low right now for the most part. Here we go with the pre-market pre-news movement. So again, this is why I was warning not to take a trade, right? Because we have the pre-news movement right here. So I'm gonna take that off. I didn't take a trade, of course. We'll see what happens. I think this will probably pump up and then it'll probably come back down because the news is probably going to be negative. So there's the news candle right there. I'll mark it up right here. Go to that pink, take this off. Take a look at the news event. So the news is actually positive. It wasn't as well, it's not necessarily positive. The news is still negative, but the consensus was actually less than they anticipated. So last month it was negative 0.7. They're forecasting it to be negative 3.5. It was actually negative 2%. So it's still not good, but it's better than what they predicted. You can see right here, price is coming right back down. The news is still not good. It's better than what they predicted, but it's still not good because it's lower than what it was last month, which is, it shouldn't be that way, right? It should be, everything should be going higher, higher, higher. But since we're going through this recession, obviously it's not going to be good. All right. So you can see right there, price came right back down. All right, so at the moment, we currently have a bearish trend. So we'll probably look for price to come back down below here. We got the levels marked up. I'm pretty sure there's still no bias. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment has not changed. Still the same. So there's not really many retail traders in the market right now, as you guys can see. If there were retail traders in the market either getting stopped out or the price either kind of pushing in the direction or people hopping in, this here would change. It's been at 51% since market open, so it hasn't changed in the last 30 minutes. All right, we'll be looking for some entries here now. The volatility is starting to pick up a little bit. It's not picking up a lot, but it is picking up to some extent. Yeah, exactly. Randy said it's been ranging within 70 points for the past 30 minutes. Summer wasn't even like this. Yeah. I think the main reason why the market's kind of moving like that is because Powell is speaking today. So Powell's speaking in about 2 hours today. I think a lot of people are just kind of scared to hop into the market. So they're just sitting tight and waiting for Powell to speak, because when Powell speaks, he's going to discuss whether they're going to increase interest rates this month or next month. It's October 19th. You have to, it's going to have to get increased at some point, right? We're getting close to the end of the month. So, I mean, we'll see. Anyways, there's a sell signal here that's currently pending. It's a pretty huge candle. So I'm probably going to look for the fake out here. It looks like we're going to be using this higher level. So we're not going to use this lower level right here because, I mean, obviously you can see this candle broke past both of them. This is the closest level. All right, so now we wait for the fake out here. Sell signal hasn't closed. We're looking for the fake out over here. So we have price breaking close past the structure right there. We're now looking for it to fake out back above. And then we're gonna look for it to come back down. And that's where we're gonna take our entry. All right, if this becomes the case, then we have another level right here. So basically got two levels. ATR is currently at 21 right now. I think, well, looking at how price is moving right here, this is a reaction to the news, right? So news happened right here at 7 o'clock. The news was not good news, but it was positive with regard to analysts. So you can see that's why it dumped super heavily. Now it's coming right back up. So I'd be careful with an entry right here, guys, because obviously this movement here is based off the news. You guys can see the news happened right here at 7 o'clock and the volatility picked up super heavily. If the news didn't happen, there'd be no volatility right now, right? So I would personally, I would be careful. If you guys are looking to take the entry here, I'd probably watch it very closely and maybe pull out early if you guys do have the opportunity to pull out. If you guys are looking to take the high-low scalp V2 over here. Because yeah, but the setup is coming up right here. So the trade is setting up, but it's a lot of this movement is based off the news. So you just want to be careful with your entry here. So the candle's about to close right now. See if it comes back down. There's no sell signal yet, so there's no momentum pullback scalp, but we'll see over here if price decides to come down from where it's currently at. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. I want to breathe. Yeah, if you guys are looking to take a trade here, it's currently running in profit. 100 pips should probably be a good. All right, I got pulled out at 100 pips, guys. So I got in for a little late entry right there. It pulled down really quick, went straight to my TP. I had to pull out manually because it hit my TP, but it didn't close me out. Locked in partial on that, about 1,200. So if you guys want to hold it for the full move, feel free. I only caught it for 100 pips right there. So it literally came down when I traded TP, I had to pull out manually. The spread right now is 190 on FTMO. So I only caught it right there for a partial move. 100. Yeah, it's not a good area to trade in right now. I would probably consider that one of the more FOMO moves because it just wasn't really smooth at all. Yeah, exactly. Andreas said he said on this one, it was too close to news in his opinion. Yeah, and I agree with you too. That's why I was only going for 100. So if you guys listen to my analysis, I mentioned if you wanted to take a trade here, probably only go for 100 because it's kind of risky where price is currently at. Price could either drop down or it can pull right back up to the news candle. News candle is way up here, right? So it's a little too risky from like where, I mean, it's risky in my opinion from like where it's moving, but it's still moving down in profit here. So if you guys are still in the trade, I would recommend pulling your stop loss in profit or even just pulling out right now because you're so close to your TP already. I would just pull out right there. You'd be out at like 200 pips, 20 points. So due to the volatility, I adjusted the TP stop loss to 25.25 right now. Volatility is very low. Typically we go for 30.30, but right now 25.25 seems like a sweet spot. Because it's just so low. I mean, we could even do 20.20 if we wanted to, and it would have hit TP already at that point, right? Nice. So it looks like it hit full TP right there for 25. Yep, full TP right there, guys. And if you went for the full 30, it looks like the full 30 hit too. So as you guys can see, the strategy works very well still. It's just the problem with this here is that the volatility is just not there, right? The volatility is starting to pick up now, but it's just not there. So Oscar's asking if this is a triple confluence. It technically would not be because the price already touched this low right here. Also, the candle is just too big, so I probably wouldn't want to mess with it if you're looking to take it, Oscar. I mean, I think the candle is just too big. Let me measure it real quick. Entry happened at 7:04. Yeah, the candle's too big, Oscar, for I mean, you could have taken it if you wanted to, but you know, the threshold is like is 30 points. This wouldn't be considered a triple confluence. This would be considered a pivot scalp, because this candle right here already touched the low, right? The low can't be touched. It has to be an untested low. So wouldn't be a triple confluence, but it'd be considered a pivot scalp or intraday scalp or momentum scalp, whatever you want to call it. All the strategies are pretty much the same. They're all based off this momentum right here. Momentum came up, prices below the pivots, that's a pivot scalp. Momentum came up, the trend was red. This is an intraday scalp. You can probably look on multiple time frames. It'd be considered a momentum scalp as well. So I guess it can be considered a triple confluence using 3 different strategies, not the official triple confluence strategy, but if you want to look at 3 different strategies, there's actually 3 different strategies here: pivot scalp, intraday scalp, momentum scalp. So that's 3 strategies. You can consider that a triple confluence as well, because you have 3 strategies that line up together. Odds of it hitting are very likely. You use it for a 10-30 split, and it would have hit your TP right there. So nice work, guys, to whoever caught the trade, the high-low scalp V2 or anything. I mean, any of these trades that we just covered right now. I took a partial, so I'll just put it in my post over here. Checking out of that trade, of course, because I've got to be smart about these moves here. So yeah, looking at this right here, we got that for a partial. I'll take a screenshot of all of my profits real quick. All right, so I didn't lock in a crazy amount of profit on that trade, but I locked in pretty decent. Oh, wrong thing. All right, so there's no entries that have come up yet, guys. I'm still looking at the chart. I'm just posting up my profit so far for the day. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 candle here that can probably come up for the retracement fake out, but I'm not expecting it to come up. So if that's the case, that's completely fine. We'll just look for the next one. But here are my profits so far. So this is a trade I took. I took it for a partial move. I got out like at the halfway mark right there. I locked in. I locked in 600 on my funded engineer, 560 on my FTMO, 560 on my second FTMO, 560 on my third FTMO, 1,220 on my main account. This is my 200K. This is my second funded engineer account locked in 295. My personal account locked in 195. My TFF locked in 666, and my second TFF locked in 666 as well. So those are my profits so far for the day. There's just nothing for us to take right now, guys. There was a momentum pullback scalp that came up right here, but I missed it, unfortunately. Sorry, guys, I wasn't paying attention to this chart. It looked like it would have been kind of a risky entry, though. I don't know if it, or actually, no, it would have been fine because it came up and then it filled right here and it went straight to TP. It was a very quick entry, though. So I don't know if anybody was able to catch that right there. It looks like Maria caught it for a partial as well. So she said she caught it for a partial move. Nice work, Maria. There's a momentum pullback scalp here. It's actually, so sorry, this wasn't an entry here. I take that back. There is no entry because the entry was too high. So you guys can see over here that this momentum candle pushed down to this level. The lowest level for entry would be down here, right at the 30 mark. So there's actually no entry yet for the momentum pullback scalp. There can be an entry though. So just look out for the next opportunity for price to come through. So if price comes back down, we can still have that opportunity for retracement and continuation. And I take that back now. There's no more opportunity because there's a buy signal here. So since there's a buy signal, you have to wait for the next sell signal before we can take any entries from here. So, all right, guys, we just got to wait. I don't really like the way the market's been moving this week. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. This, this week just hasn't been very, it hasn't been consistent. So Monday was actually pretty decent. Monday was okay. It wasn't bad at all. Tuesday, the market started to move kind of funky. It was Trap Tuesday. And then yesterday, of course, you guys remembered how the market was, it was kind of pushing and then ranging and then pushing and ranging or consolidating. And then today we have a direction, but it's not really smooth. Let me go and clean up the structure here. So it looks like that other structure from before is getting retested. Again, I missed the high-low momentum scalp. I missed it, but CJ saw it, Oscar caught it, Natasha caught it, Nathan caught it. Yeah, it looks like nice work to you guys who caught it there. But yeah, in the market where it's ranging like this, so you guys can see how the market is ranging super heavily. The high-low momentum scalp actually works very well. So I think this would be the case. So we would just have to identify how the market's moving. If it's moving very directional, then obviously we'd use our normal strategies. But if it's ranging, then you might want to take a look at these high-low momentum scalps because there's a lower low right here. Price broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2 at this buy signal, and then it shot right through for a full TP right there. So looks like a good handful of you guys caught it. I kind of warned you guys about it earlier, but I wasn't able to spot it myself. So nice work, guys, to whoever caught that trade there. I'm not going to change up my game plan. I'm going to stick to what we're currently doing. When the market starts to move right, we're going to have more entries. But right now, I don't want to take that unnecessary risk and start making adjustments to our strategy just because the market isn't moving very smooth this week. So yeah, I'm not going to make any changes. I'm going to stick to what we're doing here, focus on the momentum pullback scalp and high-low scalp V2. Here's our clean chart. As you guys can see over here, let me go and just make some adjustments again. So yeah, looking over here, you guys can see that price is it's moving into two ranges. So price was moving in this upper range earlier, then it broke below, and now it's still moving in this range down below. So same difference. It's just, it's basically how the market was moving yesterday. It's just that the range is a lot more clear. So instead of it consolidating like a small little area, like down here, it's actually ranging, the entire range. So yeah, just got to keep that in mind. So let's see, this candle broke and closed below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no entry here for this lower low. Next opportunity is going to be this low right here. So again, we might have another opportunity for a high-low scalp V2. Just keep an eye out for this right here. ATR is currently at 23, so I'll probably do 25 for now. Yeah, Daniel said, I just realized the second touch of liquidity is pretty much the high-low V2. Just took the second touch. Yeah, it is. That's pretty much what I said yesterday during the live session. I was like, it's literally the same strategy, it's just different entry points. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. A lot of these strategies are very similar. So if you look at like the momentum scalp, pivot scalp, intraday scalp, they're all the same strategy. They're just at different entry points. Sometimes you have to look for the trend using a trend meter. Sometimes you use the pivots. If you use both, then even better. So a lot of these strategies are literally the same thing. It's just entry points are just slightly different, but you're looking at the same thing. You're looking at momentum, you're looking at trend, you're looking at bias sometimes. Yeah, and that's why like a lot of these strategies start to overlap. So like once you get really good at one strategy or two strategies, you can move on to the third one because you're not going to confuse them since you know exactly what to look for. Yeah, so Daniel over there took the second touch for liquidity and he got his full TP. I mean, the first one here was a full TP. Then it faked out again, came back up, and then he took it again for another one right there, another full TP. So nice work, Daniel. Let's see if the bias has shifted at all. Bias hasn't really shifted too much. It's at 53% long, so it's still neutral, but it's more of a bearish neutral now. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently down 79 points. They're still going to be more of a bearish neutral at about 70 points. Technicals over here, you can see the short-term technicals are now bearish. Higher time frames over here, they're more of a bearish neutral, so I'll put that as bearish neutral. All right. So looking over here at the momentum pullback scalp, again, we're looking for the same thing. We have a sell signal here. We need price to come back down. So we have price coming down, coming up, continuation down, retracement, and drop further from there. So until price comes back down, there's not going to be any opportunity for entry. We currently have a high-low scalp V2 that is, I don't know if it got filled yet, but it's currently moving right now. I'm not in the position. I'll put a pending order right there to fill it. I'll just watch it. Let's see. Okay. So I'll see right here if it comes back down, and then we'll see if there can be opportunity here for entry. Yeah, it looks like it might have filled for some people, it might have not. I mean, it just kind of depends on like where the because it looks like it touched it, but not necessarily completely. All right. So the trade is all right, currently running for me now. I'm gonna watch it right here and see where it's at. So for this right here, let's see, the ATR is currently 23, either 25 for mine. There, as price comes down lower. See if I can make some adjustments here, maybe my stop loss and profit. It's kind of tight right now. I got in for a discount, guys, so I got in for a little bit higher. Let's see, movement here is not the best, of course. So let's see, drops down lower. I know my stop loss and profit, guys. Oh, pulled me out. I moved my stop loss a little too close. Damn. It's all good. It's probably gonna drop the TP too. I was kind of messing with my stop loss. I was kind of dragging it like close to this area, so I pulled it down. I pulled it down to this area right here because I was gonna put it in profit right there, and then I was like, oh, I'll put it a little closer, and then I put it right here, and as soon as it came up, it like pulled me out. So I mean, if you guys want to pull out, feel free. I got in for a discount, so I actually got in higher. I got in like up here when Maddie said that he was in a position. So when Maddie said he was in the position, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in early. So I got it from right there. And I locked in, I locked in pretty good profit, locked in about 3,000 on my main account. So if you guys are still in it, we're going to follow for you guys. I already got pulled out in profit. If you guys want to pull out in profit, feel free. I did give you guys a heads up, so it's just up to your preference. You know, if you guys want to, if you guys don't, it's just up to you guys. Let's take a look at it looks like it's actually a good thing that I pulled out right there, because there's no direction. So if you guys look over here on the clean chart, I still don't like the way that the market's currently moving, because so the first red flag here is the fact that we have to adjust our TP stop loss, right? The 300 was pretty solid for like a good while. The volatility here is just not, it's just not very smooth at all. So if you can see over here, I think price will pull back. So I just marked up structure right here. The new range is actually down here. So this is the new range right now. So price might fake out above here, and then it might just come right back down. Who knows? But yeah, it looks like William here pulled out. He moved his stop loss and profit when I was moving it up. CJ caught it for a partial. He got out for 120 pips. That's solid. William said, I feel pretty good, just saying trading is life. Yeah, definitely 100%. Yeah, Andreas got out too. So I'm kind of glad that I pulled out early, because you can see over here that it swung all the way back up. If you're using a 30-30, it looks like it still probably wouldn't have played out. It's just the market conditions right now are just not very consistent. So you can see how it's not really, it's coming down, but it's not coming down consistently. So you can see how price kind of comes down a little bit, fakes out, consolidates, fakes out, and then it comes back down. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this here comes all the way back down, right? So you just got to you got to be a little bit smarter about your positions and like what you're doing with your positions, because this type of market's it's not stable. It can easily just, like, for example, these two green candles right here are super random, and you can see that price is now pushing back down into the range. So see this big red candle right here? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down to this area, because this is the actual range down here. So this could be a fake out. Then it pulls back into the range, and what happens from there? It does the same thing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, Kevin said I got out of break even, should have taken a small profit. It's all good, Kevin. Yeah, I know. You had to have like thought at that moment in time, right? So like for me, I thought at that moment in time, like, okay, this isn't looking so good because price is going sideways. This is kind of where I started to notice it. So technically the 30-30 is still running. Where I started to notice like where I should pull out was like right here. So let me just replay to this area right here. This is where I started to notice. So when this right here was going sideways, like price pushed up, came down, and then it started going sideways, I started to see this little pattern right here where I saw price was in a range. I don't like when price is in a range like this, because it's going to break out in either direction, right? It's going to break out up or it's going to break out down. So when this happened, I was like, okay, I'm going to move my stop loss and profit. And that's what I did. Move my stop loss and profit, because I was like, I'm not going to play around with this, because I've seen this pattern before. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. So I moved my stop loss and profit. I got pulled out really tight. And that's kind of where I got pulled out of the trade from. But I mean, the trade's still technically running right now. If you did the 30-30, the trade is still running right now. And if it does come back down, it's probably going to retest and then climb down even further from where it's currently at. So, I mean, we'll see. One thing that I mentioned to Maddie, so Maddie mentioned right here that the whole number hit. One thing that I've noticed, so say for example, right here, see how the entry happened at 33,721, right? The whole number would be at 17 or 700, basically, right here. So this would be basically where you'd probably be aiming for. So I've noticed that whenever these entries come up, they typically go down to the next whole number. So if this entry happened at, there we go, and it's coming right back down, 22, And I think the target price point where price will for sure hit will be 700 mark. So I think price will for sure get down to this point here. If anything, it might blast through and go straight to full TP, but I think it'll for sure get to this point right here. This is just from my testing. I've started to notice this a lot, that whenever this high-low scalp V2 comes out, it always goes down to whole numbers. So it goes down to like the 100 or the 50 or the 500. So like, for example, if you have another entry over here, like say, for example, you entered at like 33,790, right? I would expect it to go down to 33,750 down here. And there you go. See where I went to? I knew for sure it was going to get down to that point. So it looks like it's actually going to hit full TP right here. If you guys held it for the full 30-30, I mean, it looks like it's going to come down to full TP. It never came up and hit stop loss, got really close to it, but it did come out and stop. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about yesterday. So this is another thing that I might incorporate in the future, guys, using these whole numbers, because I typically. Nice. So Shannon over here said our order filled to 33,700. Nice work, Shannon. So Shannon actually followed my analysis. Quick thinking right there. She was listening to what I was saying. She got in from this point right here, and then she pulled out right there at the 700 mark. So nice work. It's probably gonna hit full TP. It's almost down there. There you go, full TP, guys. So if anybody held it, and you got some balls of steel for real, if you guys held on to this position here, because the trade still hit. It's just, it took, you know, it was messy right here as the price came up, and it came close to stop, very close to stop loss. And then it tumbled its way all the way back down to full TP. I mean, I'm happy with my profits. I locked in half of what I was supposed to, but I'm good. Yeah, C6 said, yeah, that took some guts to hold. C6 adjusted his to 100 pips and he pulled out. So nice work, C6. But there it is, guys. Went straight to, or we anticipate. So I'll try to bring that up whenever we're in this position. So whenever we're in this position here, guys, I'll try to mark up the whole number, because I think for sure price will exit at that point, or it'll hit at that point. So if you ever feel kind of nervous, you can pull out at that point. You don't have to hold on to it for the full move, because this will be like the safe point. If you guys are looking to take it. But again, never enter when it's in profit. If you guys miss the trade, don't enter late. Enter, like if you're at a discount, that's fine, because you're going to get discounted into the trade. But if you're in profit already, don't enter late, because at that point, your risk reward gets screwed up completely. So I'll go over here and put this in our spreadsheet. So here's another update for this here. If I make some updates over here real quick. All right, so sorry, I'm kind of like, I just lost my train of thought right now. I was gonna go in and update the spreadsheet over here. Okay. So I think there were two entries that came up, right? The first one lost, actually, I think. Or no. They both hit. All right, never mind. Never mind. So today is the 19th. This entry came up at, I'm just gonna round up the time because I don't have time to go back and look. 7:09. And this one came up right now at 7:22. So there's two entries that came up today, 7:22. They're both for a sell. Or I think they're both for a sell. Yeah, they were. Both wins. And we're putting this into the spreadsheet so that we have the documentation here. I think there's news right now, guys, so I'd probably be careful. Don't take any trades at the moment. Put this over here as well. So the win streak continues over here, guys, for October. It's been pretty solid. We have news right here at 7:30, guys. So just be careful with your entries right now. I probably hold off for a bit, wait for the market to stabilize, and then look for entry. But we've been doing pretty good for October. I've been pretty consistent. Well, no, I haven't. I take that back. I'm lying. If I was to say I've been consistent, I'd be lying because I'm not consistent. I took a lot of FOMO trades yesterday, and you just got to be real with yourself, guys. Like for me, it looks like I'm doing perfectly great, but a lot of the trades that I've taken this week have been FOMO trades. So I haven't been consistent myself. I haven't been disciplined. I haven't been consistent. I've just been getting lucky. But the thing is, like whenever I take a trade, I don't take random trades, right? I take partials of like trades that I don't think are very safe, or I enter them late, and then I still lock in like partial profit off those trades. So for me personally, I haven't been consistent for this week. For this month, I've been pretty consistent and disciplined. But for this week so far, from like October 16th until today, October 19th, these trades right here are all FOMO trades for the most part, except for the last one. So I got to be transparent with you guys too. Like you guys just got to be transparent with yourself. Like even for myself, I might look like I'm doing everything perfect, but realistically, I'm not. There's going to be weeks like that where you guys kind of lose your trade psychology gets kind of screwed up. You start to FOMO, you start to revenge trade. But the good thing about that is that you can bounce back from it. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to forever be in like a downward spiral. So. All right, nice work right there, guys. There was another momentum pullback scalp here that Maria mentioned that hit full TP. So you can see there was a sell signal here. Price came down. Price retraced right here, filled right there, full TP. And then again, right here, price retraced up and then hit full TP again right there. So there was actually two entries right here for a momentum pullback scalp. The only problem is that it was right at news. So I wouldn't have taken any of those trades. Looks like CJ caught them. So nice work, CJ. Maria said that she's just looking at them. She closed her MetaTrader 4. Nice work, Maria. That's smart. So Maria here, I think this is Maria's problem too. And I think she's learned from it that Maria, she does FOMO and she does kind of revenge trade into trades, or she kind of just enters them late. So with Maria, she knows her problem here is really not, is staying out of the market, right? So Maria is watching this live session, but she's closed her MT4. So to prevent her from getting into bad trades moving forward, she just closed her MT4 and she's good. She's got a profit. She's happy for the day. And now she'll just continue on with this live session. So nice work, Maria. I'm glad that you took the initiative and you started to make some, adjustments to your trading. To get better. Because the real key is like really being consistent and not losing. The real game with trading is not losing. It's not always about winning. It's more so about not losing there. All right, so we'll make some adjustments here. This candle right here broke and closed past it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This lower is no longer being used. We currently have a new low right here. It's 7:36 right now, so we'll see if we can maybe get another entry from now until later, but we'll see. Anyways, let's take a look at everybody's team profits for the day. So we have Natasha over here, or actually let me scroll up. So you had some people who traded last night. So Shannon over here, she traded Asia session. She took the high-low scalp. She locked in about 1,000 profit, it looks like right here. So nice work right there, Shannon. We have Che over here as well. He traded during the London session. He traded GU, total profit of 189 for the day. Nice work, Che. Yeah, he's following the trading plan. So nice work right there. We have Natasha here, total profit of 480 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Natasha. We got David over here, total profit of 25.90 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, David. We got Natasha, more profits, total profit of 682. We have G on here, total profit of 1,210 for the day, all wins. We have Maddie here, total profit of 2,600 across all of his accounts. Nice work, Maddie. We have Delicia, total profit of 1,704 for the day, all wins here. We've got Jonathan. He had one loss in the beginning, but he bounced right back. Total profit of 825. Nice recovery right there, Jonathan. So those are the profits right now so far. We have Barack over here, total profit of 11,225. Nice work, Barack. All wins for the day. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Barack. It's good to see you back here. He said he's a little rusty, but he's back on the lives and he's doing well. So Andreas over here as well. He had a full TP on his trade, total profit of 1,110 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. We have Stern over here. He said enough for today. Stern took a couple trades, total profit of 1,414 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Stern. Yeah, so as you guys can see here, there should be no problem being profitable, guys, as long as you guys follow the directions and you take what I'm taking, or if you just listen to my analysis. If I say not to take a trade, don't take a trade. If I say to take a trade, or if I say this trade is coming up and it could play out, that's what Stern does, right? He looks at the trade there, and he took a lot of trades. So he took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He took 12 trades. The thing with Stern is that he's taking multiple entries off one entry. So like there's one entry, he's taking partials of different entries. And then also he's listening to my analysis so we can take trades when he sees them and they come in and they align with his analysis. So, there's multiple ways of trading. You can take multiple entries for one. So it looks like right here. So if you look at Stern, so we said 100. Looking at his trades here, you can see how these are smaller profits, right? I can see that these are probably part of one trade. This right here, I think this is like all part of one trade, and this is probably all part of one trade. So he probably took there was one strategy he was applying, and he pretty much stacked them. So total profit of 1,414. And then also we have Kevin over here, total profit of 398, 100% win rate for the day, all wins. Nice work, Kevin. Nice. Yeah, so Kevin over here, he talked about how earlier he got out at break even. He got in for the second trade and he got his profit on that one. So nice work right there on those profits, Kevin. Looking at the charts right now, guys, there's nothing for us to take here at the moment. In order for us to have something here for a momentum pullback scalp, we need to have another sell signal. The sell signal has been used already. So we need price to retrace up, come back down, and provide us opportunity for entry. So there's no momentum pullback scalps right now. What I'm going to do on my end is I'm going to go and screenshot my profits as well. I did pretty good on that last trade, so a lot of this stuff stacked up a lot higher. Yeah, pretty solid. All right, so there's a high-low scalp V2 that's currently, it hasn't broke yet, but that's level right there that we're looking at. It's kind of what we'd be focusing on right now. It's 741 though, so it's getting closer to 8, guys. If we don't have this breakdown within the next 5 minutes or so, I'm probably not going to take it. I'll probably hold off on it, and we'll probably wrap it up because, as I mentioned, this market is not really moving. It's moving, but it's not moving very stable. So the last thing I want for you guys is to make all this profit with me here during this live session and then get caught in a mistake, right? Because the price is now in a new range. So you can see it's doing the same thing like every time. It's in a range right here, breaks below, goes back into a range, breaks below, goes into a smaller range, and then it's doing the same thing again right here. It's just back in a range. So this isn't exactly the type of market that you really want to trade, and not for the strategies that we're applying, because a lot of them are directional. Yeah, let me show you guys my profits so far. Okay, so here are all my accounts. So here's my first funded engineer account locked in 2,100. This is my first FTMO locked in 1,870. My second FTMO locked in 2020, third FTMO locked in 2020. My 200K account locked in 4,140. This is my second funded engineer account locked in 1,040. My personal account locked in 660, my TFF locked in 2,232, and my second TFF locked in 2,232 as well. So those are my profits so far. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to post them up in the chat. Otherwise, we'll continue on and then we'll see, where we'll go from here. But yeah, if this doesn't come down in the next couple minutes, like say the next, by 7:45 is usually my cutoff. I usually don't like kind of lingering closer to 8 because as we get closer to 8 o'clock, the market starts to go sideways. It's already going sideways right here, which I don't like. So price has been ranging right here from this point, or actually from this candle. So from this candle up to here, it's been ranging for about 15 minutes now. The reason why I don't like this is because when it ranges like this, it's preparing for a breakout, right? So price ranges right here for a bit. And it's going to keep ranging until what happens? Breakout or breakout below. And that becomes a problem because this doesn't align with our strategy, right? Our strategy, so like right here, you see how price is ranging like this? This isn't how our strategy is supposed to work. Our strategy is supposed to work like this. Price comes up, breaks below. Oh, whoops. All right, so price breaks below. It comes back down, right? That's the pattern that we're looking for. We're looking for something like this. And yeah, like I said, this becomes a problem because if price just continues to go back up and down, our pattern here gets kind of screwed up, right? Because we don't know when price is actually going to come down. Price can come back down, make it fake out. Like it can come down to this point right here where it's supposed to fill. And instead of it coming down like how it's supposed to just blast right through, it goes right back up. So, just warning you guys and giving you guys a heads up here. It's 7:45. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start taking individual screenshots of my profits. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll answer whatever questions we have, and then we'll probably wrap it up for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and just take individual screenshots of my profits. But if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. I'll answer whatever you guys need help with. Got that. My FTMO 1870. Second FTMO 2020. Yeah, it looks like price didn't even come down, so it's not really a big deal. It's not like we're missing out on anything here, guys. All right, Maddie, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Yeah, have a good day. See you back then. So Maddie's calling it a day today. I'm just going to finish taking screenshots of my profits. And then if we don't have any questions, I'll just wrap it up as well. But you guys can see price didn't come back down to that level. So I'm not expecting any entries to happen from now until the end of the session. So if you guys have profits posted up, feel free to send them in. So I think today was a pretty good trading day overall. I mean, even though we had to deal with like this, the crazy market, I think overall the market was the trading day was good for us personally. All right, Randy, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Randy's done too. No problem. See you then. All righty. So I got all my profits here. Let me post them up into the group real quick. So obviously we had a sell bias today. You guys can see from our trades, they're all sells. All right, here we go. So there's no entry for us right here, of course. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to update my profits for the day. We have Shannon over here. She locked in 480 per account. So across all of her accounts, she locked in a total profit of 1,025 for the day. Nice work, Shannon. So great work right there with locking that in. Going over here to my profits. So I'll put in my individual profits here. Here is my first account. This is my funded engineer account locked in 2,100, all wins. That's funded engineer 1. Here is my FTMO locked in 1,870. Here is my second FTMO locked in 2020. Here is my third FTMO locked in 2020 as well. Here's my main account where I execute all my trades, my 200K. I logged in 4,140. Here is my second funded engineer account locked in 1,040. Here's my personal account locked in 684. Here is my TFF account locked in 2,232. And also my second TFF account, same thing, locked in 2,232 as well. So pretty decent trading day for us here. Yeah, CJ said trading day was great considering I was 30 minutes late. Yeah, so CJ missed basically the first half, which it kind of worked out in your favor, CJ, because we didn't have any entries in the beginning. Usually we have at least one entry in the beginning, but looks like the US30 gods are looking out for you today. They wanted you to hop in just in time to catch that first trade. So yeah, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. So you got Randy over here. Randy locked in a total profit of 240 for the day. Nice work, Randy. So great work right there, Randy. Copy that over, put that over here in our team profits. Yeah, Maddie over here as well, locked in 325 per account. Nice work, Maddie. I'm not sure if you posted it in the group already. I'll check. He did. Okay, so Maddie locked in 2,600. All right, guys, price never came back down to this area. I'm very glad it didn't, because this would have tempted me to hop into a trade. At 750 right now, I'm not really expecting anything to happen from now until 8. As you can see, I warned you guys that as we get closer to 8, price pretty much starts to kind of consolidate and go sideways. And that's exactly what's happening here, right? It's not a good area to trade in. It's been consolidating for the past 10 minutes. It's been ranging for the past 30 minutes almost. And it's not really worth the risk. Nice, Delicia. Yeah, I know, definitely. Delicia said the last trade I called recovered her loss and put her back in a profit. I'm glad. So glad to see you guys here doing pretty good. Barack as well. It's good to see you back here on these live sessions. But yeah, guys, other than that, I think that's about it for the day. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys have profits to post, feel free to post them over here under team profits. I think I've updated my spreadsheet already for today. So we're on a pretty good win streak, guys, for October. We haven't lost any trades this month so far, any official trades at least. I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. About 15 trades. I don't know why I counted. It says right here 15 wins. But yeah, if you guys want to look at my spreadsheet here and you guys want to take a look at the screenshots that I took, the markups for each trade, feel free. If you guys want to go back and rewatch any of the live sessions, just pull up our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kodi Kai trades. And then if you guys pull up the live sessions over here, it has pretty much every live session that I've done for the past almost 5 years now. It's crazy. I have 755 live sessions. That's a lot of live sessions to have here. I'm going to go for that goal of 1,000. So hopefully I'll get 1,000 live sessions by next year, hopefully. Yeah, no, it's been great, guys. I mean, I'm glad that you guys are here. Everybody who shows up every day, I'm glad that you guys are here, because this has helped me just as much as it helped you guys. I provide my analysis. You guys are around. And it's just, I think the community here is pretty good because everyone kind of helps with each other. I think I saw a question here too from Lisa. I think Lisa was asking about who trades during Asia. If anybody trades during Asia or London, try to get in touch with Lisa here. I know she just had her kids, so she wants to she wants to continue trading in the outside sessions, and she also doesn't want to go back to work. So she's doing pretty good at trading, but she also wants to trade outside the New York session. So if you guys want to connect with Lisa, she did have her baby recently, so she wants to stay home and just trade, which I think is a great alternative to going to actual work. So, all right, guys, other than that, I think I've covered pretty much everything for the day. Thanks, Kevin. Good to see you right here on the live session as well. But I think that's about it. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will see